Did you apologize to Donald Trump about Ontario's anti-tariff ad?
I did. I did apologize to the president.
Oh, yeah. So Mark Carney apologized to Donald Trump over the idiotic Reagan ad that they ran in the United States. Even Warren Kinsella here, lifelong liberal, saying this is so pathetic. Cowardly doesn't begin to describe it. Now, here we go. So, breaking, President Trump says he will not be resuming negotiations with Canada and says Mark Carney apologized to him over the ad. So, this is the end result of elbows up, of I can deal with Trump. I know how the world works. Pierre Poilievre will kneel before Trump. Really? I think he was projecting a bit.
What did you talk about with Prime Minister Carney? Are you and Canada going to resume negotiations?
No, but I have a very good relationship. I like him a lot. But you know what they did was wrong. He was very nice. He apologized for what they did with the commercial because it was a false commercial. You know, it was the exact opposite. Ronald Reagan loved tariffs, and they tried to make it look the other way. And he did apologize, and I appreciated it. We had a great dinner, you know, with other countries, as you know. And I think we have a very good relationship personally. I think that what they did was wrong, but he apologized.
Of course he loves Carney. He always has good things to say about Carney. Of course he does. Canadian money, Canadian investment, Canadian businesses are flooding down to the States. Of course he loves Carney. That's why he endorsed Carney, because he knew that was going to happen, because he knew about Carney. He knew that Carney was a net zero zealot. And he would and a radical leftist and progressive, and he was not going to create a good business environment for Canada. He would do nothing for that. That's why Trump wanted Carney, and of course, Trump couldn't be happier. Trump couldn't be happier with what's happening right now at Canada's expense. Of course. Now, as for Carney, he does seem to absolutely adore Donald Trump. At least that's the way it seems every single time that they meet. I call it the love that dare not get lower steel and aluminum tariffs. But again, you know, the calling up and apologizing thing, not exactly elbows up. It's more like ass up.
Did you apologize to Donald Trump about Ontario's anti-tariff ad?
I did. I did apologize to the president. President was offended by the act, or by the ad, rather. And it's not something I would have done, which is to put in place that advertisement. And so I apologized to him.
So, of course, he throws Doug Ford under the bus, even though he knew that Doug Ford was doing it, and he absolutely could have stopped him.
Well, he saw the ad before I put it out, so did his chief of staff. They both saw it, and we moved forward on it.
So, I mean, how liberal voters respond to this? Because they were trained. They've been trained, actually, over the last 10 years by liberal politicians, by leftist politicians, by academia, by, you know, political experts in the mainstream media to be completely rabidly deranged about Donald Trump. They've been trained to be. They can't even think rationally, even to the point where they would want like a good trade deal if it means, you know, if it means acknowledging that Trump is human or something, right? So how will they respond to this? How will they respond to this? Carney apologized. That's not elbows up. That's not elbows up. He's supposed to take his elbow and smash Trump in the face with it. And he didn't do that. He apologized. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's going to go well. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.